I recently saw someone make a caprese bagel and thought, wow, I think I can do that. But I didn't think I would mess up the first step because I killed the yeast with water that was too warm. When it was time to knead, it dawned on me that I didn't actually know how to do it. I thought it would be fine as long as it looked like a ball. And I was so proud of it too. Little did I know that it wouldn't even rise. I didn't know what to do, but I've come too far to turn back. The sound that came out of the dough when I punched it was so gross that I needed this candy to restore my sanity. My only win is that I made the bagel whole without coating my finger with flour like they said. The bagels, I don't know if I can call them that, taste like plain flatbread with some undercooked parts. I give it a 1 out of 10. I also made my own mozzarella and ricotta beforehand, and they turned out even worse. The other day, I decided it's time to try protein muffins, which I regret because they turned out bad. And I don't just mean it like, I could use more butter or whatever, okay? This was pretty much inedible. And if I could, I would blame it on the recipe, but I can't because these are the things I make. Anyway, I went to Europe for the first time, and there was this outlet store that sells their chocolates in little packets. We got one with nuts, and I couldn't stop eating it on the bus, only to find out they were vegan. What? They were so good! And then we went to Berlin, where the chocolates were much more expensive, which made me sad. But not as sad as when I ate these muffins! Also, I didn't know you could overmix your batter. I was happily mixing away, thinking it would turn out better. Get it? Better? I used less sugar and the muffins turned out very dry and not sweet at all. So I added sugar and baked for less time, but forgot to crush the blueberries. This time they ended up less dry but barely any better. They were also very tangy. This is a 1 out of 10. I'll have normal muffins, thank you. My boyfriend's birthday is coming up, so I want to surprise him with his favorite cake. The only problem is, I've never baked a cake before, so welcome to my series, Baking a Decent Chocolate Banana Cake Part 1, where I make a few cakes and learn from my mistakes, so that hopefully by his birthday, I would have it all figured out. Starting off, I microwaved a banana to ripen it, but I think mine was way too underripe because it ended up tasting like sweet potato, but I used it anyway. I divided the measurements by 10 in case it sucked, and instead of using 0.4 eggs, I used 5 grams of mashed banana. I didn't think to reduce the baking time, so I baked my tiny muffins for the entire 20 minutes, which turned them into biscuits. Also, the middle sank in for some reason, but at least we know it's not because it was underbaked. Just listen to this. I give this a 2 out of 10 because it's more like a hard chocolate biscuit with sweet chocolate dip. And surprise surprise, it has zero banana taste. At least I can pretend I didn't just eat something radioactive. I've never baked a cake before, but I'm making one for my boyfriend's birthday. And let's just say it's not going too great. This is Baking a Decent Chocolate Banana Cake Part 2. I still haven't baked the cake yet because in part 1, I accidentally made a biscuit from dividing the measurements by 10 cause I was afraid my family wouldn't eat it. That has happened before. So this time, I divided the measurements by 5 and replaced 0.6 eggs with a large banana. I got a comment saying I can't just scale the recipe down like that and that I should use a conversion factor. But I filmed this before that, so... Previously, the chocolate frosting was really sweet, so I'm only using 1/3 of the sugar this time. Even though it ended up really flowy, I didn't want to add more sugar because it already tastes like liquid sugar. In hindsight, I should have used less liquid. I think I'll look for another recipe. On the bright side, this cake has a strong banana flavor and it's surprisingly not sweet. But next time, I'll have to resist eating it and let it cool completely for it to form up. The next cake will be the actual thing, so hopefully all goes well. I'm hoping it won't look like that. I still can't believe this was the cake I made for my boyfriend's birthday.
What the hell is even that?
This is Baking a Decent Chocolate Banana Cake Part 3, a ramble on what went wrong. I don't even know how many tries I took to put this cake tin together, and I thought I could finally take a break while the cakes were baking, but after 10 minutes, I realized I completely covered the cake at the bottom, so I scrambled to find a bigger tray to place the other cake. Then I burned the baking paper because it touched the heating element above, but everything is under control because I'm doing the toothpick test. Then I was scanned because they said to cool the cakes for 10 minutes, so I did for 12, but it still came out really bad. At this point, it's been 2 hours, I was frustrated, then my sister gave me a genius idea to smoosh it into the shape of a cake, and it worked! I opted for Nutella whipped cream because it's not as sweet as chocolate buttercream frosting, and they look really easy, I just had to whip it, right? Wrong. I thought I got stiff peaks when I only had soft peaks, so I ended up with flowy Nutella. Lame! And to make matters worse, I accidentally put the nice cake below and was too scared to move it, so the smooshed one ended up on top. The cake turned out moist, with a deep chocolatey and banana-y taste. It became sticky and kinda fudgy after refrigerating, which is fine to me, so it's an 8.5 taking everything into account. Overall, this turned out 2.76 times worse than I thought it would. I'm still proud of my first ever 2-layer cake, and who could get mad at that cute little banana face? When I was young, my mom always told us not to play with our food. But now that I'm a full-grown adult, some would say I'm not fully grown, I can threaten this potato however I want because I'm making roasted Parmesan potatoes. Also, I actually had more dill, but they all died after I tried to freeze it. Like Lana Del Rey said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I was too scared to toss it, okay? Don't laugh at me. Psych! You thought I'd beg? Please. Was that as cheesy as this potato? They were not evenly cooked, so I squeezed them all at the top, which made me realize all this time I had to rotate the tray for an even bake. Wow. Oop. This is a 6 out of 10. There's not enough salt and not enough crunch. Thank God for chili sauce. It's time to make smashed Parma broccoli with gochujang mayo.